I used to listen to romantic songs, and my favorite artist growing up was Agustin Lara. I had a vinyl record player. No, my parents did not prohibit my music preferences, but they did encourage me to choose wisely. I liked semi-classical music, for example, and they were okay with that. Back then, the cost of records ranged from 10 pesos to 50 pesos. I used to buy my records in a store named Aurrera. I used to find out about artists on the radio by watching movies and by reading the art section of the newspaper that had enclosed pictures and information about the artist popular at the time. My parents were very easygoing and didn't show much interest in the radio. It seems like my sisters and I were the only ones interested in listening to the radio. Radio Universidad used to and continues to this date to emphasize education. Good memories, yes, but what really struck me was the times of war. I used to listen to the radio and the sounds of airplanes flying on their way to combat. Learning about the Squadron 201 that left Mexico to help the United States in World War II really impressed me more than anything else. It felt great. It was like having a movie theater in your own home. It was a very exciting time. I think about 500 pesos, which was a lot of money back then. I took lots of years, but when I was an adult, in one of my trips to Spain, I watched a film in which every room had its own TV set. At the time, I thought it was an atrocity that every member of the family would want to be separate from each other. If the initial concept of television was to unite families, not to separate them. But the years passed, and now the new norm is that everybody watches the shows they like at the time they want, in the room they want. Now there is a lot of indifference. Television is no longer a family-oriented concept. For example, it is like before families used to sit together for supper. Nowadays everybody has different schedules and we eat at different times. Television has the same concept of families uniting, but now everybody watches their television shows based on their own tastes. It was very beautiful. The first movies that I saw were kids' movies, and they really grabbed my attention to watch those images on a screen that was so big and so gorgeous. For example, Bambi to me was very sad. Watching Bambi's mom die really impressed me. Also, Mexican movies like Sara Garcia in El Día de Madres, or like Cuando los hijos se van. Those are movies that left me with a lot of pleasure. Movies now have lots of violence in them. Almost all of them talk about murder. Sentences like, "I'm going to kill you," they seem to be in all the movies. Even on the television series that I watch, they use violence, and it continues to make an impression on me. Only movies that were very violent. My parents did forbid me to go and see them. Movies like El Charro Negro, or any movie that talked about death. My parents did not want me to see that.